It's been over a week for Detroit Lions training camp, and in this video, I'm going to give you some winners and losers. 5 winners and 5 losers for the players of the Detroit Lions in camp. Let's begin. What's going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with Mike. We talk all things Detroit Lions news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our franchise. In this video, we're talking winners and losers for Lions training camp, players that are ascending, descending. It's just been a week. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're not make team or anything like that. Just means so far what production on the field from what I have seen. But before we get into this video, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe and let's get to 15K. 54% of you are not subscribed that are watching. Might as well subscribe if you're watching the content anyways. Also, hit that like button. Let's get to 150 likes in this video. We're going to start off with the winners list, and the biggest winner for me so far is defensive tackle Alim McNeill. Man, this guy came out of nowhere with a third-round pick, and he is just dominating the defensive line of the Detroit Lions. He is really quick on his feet. They call him Twinkle Toes there because this guy is getting it done. Very light on his feet, moving very well, and dominating the offensive line. Throwing these guys on the ground, making up holes for the linebackers to stop the run. This is exactly what you want to get out of your draft picks. When you get somebody, you want them to make an impact. And right now, Alim McNeill is making the biggest impact of rookies, in my opinion, for this team. Matter of fact, he's going to be one of these studs if he keeps continuing to do this progress. Huge shout out to Alim McNeill. Comment, who is your winner for training camp and who is your loser for training camp? Put in a name. Let me know. I want to see what you guys think. The second player on my list is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Since became a Detroit Lion, he has a massive chip on his shoulder. I love it. He did not like being the 15th wide receiver taken in the NFL draft, and he showed it on the field by being one of the best wideouts for the Lions. Getting separation, smooth, and what I like about him, he's edgy as well. He's getting physical at the line of scrimmage, and he's a good run blocker. This guy is a great piece for the Lions, and with the holes that we do have at wide receiver, this is great news to have a rookie come in here and make the noise that he is making. Huge shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Continue it, because he's definitely going to be a big part of the Lions offense going forward. Man, oh man, when you think of player turnaround, right now you're thinking of Jeffrey Okudah last year. He definitely didn't produce the way that we wanted him to, but this year, it's a whole different story at training camp. He is vocal leader. He is showing swag. He is with the wide receiver. He's being feisty, and he's being dominant. And this is exactly the type of thing you want to see from the 3rd overall draft pick. Can this guy live up to it? That was our biggest issue last year. Right now, he's looking like he will. And if this team does need to do a turnaround on defense, he's got to be a player to elevate his game. And so far in camp, he's doing just that by being a dominant corner and being a leader, and exactly what the Lions defense need. Yeah, I did 2 people on this list. Why? Because it's the combination, the 1-2 punch that we got in the running game right now. Swifty and swaggy. Just like Jamal Williams said, the Lions offense is going to be revolving around these 2 guys. We got to be able to run the football, but with the lack of weapons that we do have wide receivers, it is vital for these 2 individuals to get in the passing game as well, and that's what we're seeing from Anthony Lynn, involving these guys as much as he can. These guys are special. DeAndre Swift has got that ability to make that big play, get in between the tackles, and just zoom as fast as he can. What we need is a big playmaker, and that is that. The perfect number 2, Jamal Williams. He has got that leadership skill, that funniness, that attitude, exactly what Lions need to change the culture here, and he's doing everything that has been thrown his way, running the football great, getting it out of the backfield with the catch. Jared Goff and these 2 are becoming very tight when throwing the football. These guys are massive winners in my opinion. And like I stated before, this team needs a culture change. And what Jamal Williams brings to the Detroit Lions is a massive positive attitude that can help change this culture. You need to have players with this type of attitude to get away from the negativity that surrounds this team from the media and everything else. That is a fantastic grab by the Lions, and these two are showing exactly what we need at that running back position. You can't say success without TJ Hockenson. This guy's dominant right now in training camp. He is always open. He's hitting his routes exactly. He's being physical. He's a good run blocker. Jared Goff and him, looks like this is the best connection between the weapons that Goff has. TJ Hockenson. And when you draft this guy as high as we did a couple years ago, you need a tight end to be this dominant, because when you put that type of capital in a tight end, they got to produce, and TJ Hockenson is doing just that. I expect massive numbers for him this year because he is showing in training camp that he is a massive playmaker. This guy is everything that you want in a great tight end, and he has the makings to be not just a Pro Bowler, but an All-Pro. And the way that he's being used right now is exactly what we wanted. We felt like, at least I did, that he wasn't getting targeted enough last year. Now, that's not going to be the case. This guy is going to get targeted quite a bit, and he's going to be an integral piece to the Lions offense. Subscribe to the channel. 54% of you are not subscribed to my channel that are watching the content. All you got to do is hit that big red subscribe button. You're watching it anyways, might as well subscribe, and it helps bring that content out there. Smash that subscribe button. Not everything is love and greatness. Quinton Dunbar right now is an individual who is a loser, in my opinion. We got this guy in free agency expecting him to compete for the number 2 cornerback spot. Well, that's not the case. He's been injured, as well as when he's healthy, he's playing on the 3rd string. That is a what the world is going on there. Good to see that the other cornerbacks are doing well, but it's not good for Quinton Dunbar. This guy potentially could not even make the team if it keeps going this way. You know, we expected high expectations for this guy. Not extreme expectations, but a good depth piece or a good starter if he could have beat out Amani Oruwariye. But that is definitely not looking to be the case. He's looking like a individual that's struggling all around. And if he continues this route, injures and struggling, he ain't going to be on the team. Breshad Perriman. We signed this guy to be the number 2 wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, and the only thing we've heard really about him is nothing. Yes, he made one play yesterday, but this guy's supposed to be number 2. You got to be making more plays. The expectations for him was to be a good weapon for Jared Goff because he's got that speed. Why can't he make the play? The plays are not happening. The only thing we've really heard is the fact that he made some drops. That's not what you want to hear from a guy supposedly you pick up for free agency to be a number 2. I'm not saying he's not going to make the team, because I do think he makes the team. But he needs to step it up. He needs to live up to the position he's going to be at. If not, there's other players like Quintez Cephas, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Victor Bolden that can easily take his spot, because we need the best wide receivers on the field. We don't need a guy who's unproductive and makes drops. So he's got to get his game up to get our game up and for this offense to be cohesive and give Jared Goff some separation, some ability to throw to somebody. Breshad Perriman, you got to get better. Logan Stenberg. Man, oh man, we drafted this guy last year in the 4th round. He's supposed to be that nasty offensive lineman. That offensive lineman that just gets down and dirty and gritty. So far in training camp, we have heard nothing about Stenberg except for he needs to get his play up. That's not what you want to hear from a guy who we fairly drafted high last year. And with the Lions having a very good offensive line, we're bringing every Evan in the world. That could spell doom for Stenberg's chance to make the roster. He's still got some room to grow, but he needs to get this thing together immediately, or he's going to have to be room to grow on another team when he gets released. So hopefully he can get his stuff together, because the time is now. We need to have offensive linemen that can do their assignments, keep our quarterback upright, and be able to push the pocket. He would not be a starter right now, but if there's an injury, you got to have a reliable backup. No doubt about it. That's extremely important. And there is thoughts about him potentially overtaking Vati Vaitai. Now, that's definitely not looking like the case. So we'll see what goes on with Stenberg. But he's got to get his stuff together. We need these young guys to perform at a higher level. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, we brought him back on a fairly decent one-year deal for the linebackers for the Detroit Lions. We know the issues that we have there. We've had some individuals that are not performing as well as you probably want them to perform. Jalen Reeves-Maybin has had that speed, and it seemed like the regime had high expectations for him, but he has been injured quite a bit, hasn't really made any impact at all at training camp. So when it comes to loser here, it's more of his health. He got to get healthy. That's extremely important. We need to have a healthy roster to compete in 2021. The best ability is availability. You've heard me say this 100,000 times, but it's 100% true. You can have all the names in the world, but if they're not on the field, it doesn't mean a thing. And with the rise of Anthony Pittman, potentially could spell doom for Jalen Reeves-Maybin to make the roster because, hey, he's starting to do better. He's playing. He's on the field. He's making somewhat of an impact, and he could be the guy they take ahead of Jalen Reeves-Maybin, who has been on the sideline recovering from an injury. So we'll see how this goes forward. Maybe he gets healthy. Maybe he can get on the field, but hopefully he can get his stuff together because we do need to have him on this team because I think he's got that special teams ability, and I think he is a decent backup. So hopefully he can get healthy and can compete. Last and surely, I guess you could say one of the least. This is the guy, he just got back healthy. I think we're on day 2 of him being healthy, but he's been on this team for 3 years, and he has been injured every freaking year. This year, OTAs, minicamp, and all the way till yesterday, he didn't practice because of injuries. And before that, he was injured the whole year. This guy needs to get in the game immediately. We have talent on the defensive line right now. We definitely do. There's a lot of competition there. It's better than even I expected. So if he wants to make the roster, he's got to get to work because there's some guys getting to work right now that are doing the best they can to make that 53. And if this guy is going to be sitting back, always injured, he doesn't need to be on the roster. I've been extremely hard on him because you have to be healthy. It's been years of injury. Years. And if you can never be healthy, why are you on this roster? Why? There's no reason to do it. You're giving somebody who potentially is healthy that can contribute, not a roster spot when somebody who's just always going to be injured. So we need him to get healthy. We need this guy to get back in the game and stay healthy. Stay healthy. Just because you're back for one day of practice means nothing. You got to be consistently healthy throughout camp, throughout preseason, and show that you do have some ability to contribute. I still don't believe so right now. I'm extremely down on him because of the health. But he can prove me wrong if he can stay consistently healthy. We'll see how this one goes. We're definitely monitoring it, and hopefully everything can work out. But I don't know. First off, I'm going to be at training camp on Friday in the morning session. So if you're there at training camp, come and say what's up to me. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be absolutely a blast to be in the stands and watch these guys practice with my own eyes. And I'm going to be with the fellas, so make sure you're there. Also, on Sunday, we're back for the live Q&A session, so make sure you're here at 11 in the morning. I got videos dropping every single day. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out.